Okie dokie, back at it again. Yesterday was a road trip to pick up a heap of goodies. Today I was going to strip that gearbox, which I will still do, but what I want to do first is get this finished. I thought I had this offcut from the last one. I'm going to machine it, just machine it flat, drill a hole right through for the shaft for the electrics, and glue that on. I think that's going to look nice there. Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking now, because it's a desk lamp. You don't really need it too high, do you? No, that's going to make it way too high. I'm going to leave it like that. That's fine. Let me get my tape measure out and try and do it one-handed. There we go. So currently it's, what are we, about 550. With the air filter it'll be probably a little over 630. I think that's more than enough. We can't really, don't want to go too much higher than that. Actually, I'm thinking now, I am thinking that might be too high. I might take that off. I know I've got it stuck, but I can get it off and re-stick it. Cut it off there, I think, because by the time you put everything on, you don't want a desk lamp to be much higher than about that. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take that, see if I can get that back off now, somehow. Put it in the saw, if I can, or just cut it in the fucking grinder. I should be able to get that into the lathe and just face it and just re-drill it, same as I've done there. I think that's what I'll do. I think that's going to look odd if I go too much higher than that as a desk lamp. So stay tuned, I'll bring you back shortly. Righto, sometimes I do stop and think and come up with a better plan. Well, this time I did. Where I was going to cut this off, I thought, fuck it, like, if I cut it off like that, you got this two big lobes. I've still got my hole in the end, and I re-drilled the bottom, faced it off where I cut it off, and I've just got to sort that out, and I don't want to push it on too high because I won't get it back off. So there we go, that's a much better height, I think. I mean, I've shortened it by, fuck, that's still hot, where I heated it to get the Loctite. So that much, but I think that much will make a difference. That will make it look a lot better. So there we go. So I'm going to put that in now, get it and Loctite it, and leave it to set. And then what I'm going to do is start sorting out. I mean, I've cleaned up the bench and shit, but I want to clean out down there so I can put most of that stuff away. Can't move my camera too far, I've got it plugged in to charge up. And then once that's all done, then I will give it a wash, sort the electrics out and glue that all in. All I'm going to do is wait for the air filter. I still got no idea. On the tracking it says freight movement, so I'm guessing that's from depot to depot, so no idea. It doesn't say it's out for delivery, so hopefully if it doesn't arrive today, it'll arrive tomorrow. I'll get it finished completely. But in between times, I'm going to try and sort some other shit out, so I'll bring you back when I'm ready. Okay, I've come up with a plan. I'm going to be as rough as guts. Well, I don't need to save anything, so I'm just going to use the 240 volt because it's much more powerful. And I'm just going to cut out here, so I can just pull everything out that way. I know it's rough as guts, but you can only piss with the dick you've got, as I like to say constantly. And that's going to get that out of there a lot quicker. I gave it a couple of tickles with the big hammer, and it just singing, it's not fucking doing nothing. So, and I've got recesses in there too, so that'll work well. I'll just cut down into there, and pull it out. Let me put you in the stand and we'll start having some fun, eh? Righto. I somehow fucked up that. I don't know, I thought I pressed record. Obviously I didn't. What you missed was me grinding this out. And this come out spectacularly on the fucking ground, nearly landed on my foot. Cut it out, I pulled this out and those two little bits there, I broke that off with the screwdriver, broke that one off, fucking flew out, nearly landed on my foot. So, there we go. Let me get that on top. Fuck me, that's going to be a heavy fucking fall lamp. So there we go. I'm going to measure it up and see how that size on that shaft there correlates with the diff centre. With any luck, it'll be a nice fit. And then I've got to cut that off. Actually, before I cut that off, I'm going to cut that off and then drill the centre in the lathe so that I can fit this here on top. There's another lathe gear in there, but I don't know how I'm going to get that out. There might even be a reverse. I'm sure somebody will tell me if they can be bothered. Fuck knows how that comes out, but I'm sure I can work it out. So there we go. I'll have to do the same with this. Cut that off with the grinder, stick it in the lathe, machine it and drill it, because I'll need to get that hardened bit off. Not like the camshaft. Camshaft I can machine and drill and do all sorts of wonderful things to. So there we go. Look at that, I've got 3 shafts there. I might even be able to make that the right height without having to put the cam in it. Because those 3 shafts, I mean this one's going to be cut off, obviously, down about here. But with that, and the other one, I'll see how it looks. It might look odd because of the way the gear tapers down. I'll get you out of the stand so you can have a sticky peek. Right. Yeah, see how that tapers and tapers. I mean, sitting on top of here, that's going to look good because it looked very similar to the other one I did for Anna. So that'll, well actually, it's going to sit on top of there, so on top of that. Is that going to stay there without falling on my electrical lead like it nearly did? Hang on, let me put this grinder out of the road. Grab me Pepsi Max. Pepsi Max with lemon juice. It's good shit. So there we go. I might fiddle with these. I'll do some measurements, measure that up, and then cut some stuff off with the grinder. That's pretty fucking nasty, isn't it? That gearbox must have been making a ton of a racket. And see how it looks. I think it'd probably come up alright, you know, if I just stack those 3 gear sets on top of each other. Still might not be high enough, so I might still have to do something with it, but we'll come back when I've got something worked out. Righto, here's the latest. This here is about 34.9. The diameter of this shaft that I want to go in there is 36.7. I sort of put it in here if I have to, I'll grind it. But that is actually machining. I've only got it running. I'll see if I can put it on and see if you can still hear me talking. But that's only, I've only taken a bee's doodle. That's only running about 90 revolutions a minute. But it is machining and I don't have to take much off. So I'm going to see if I can bring that down to size. And then if I can, I'm going to try and take a little bit off that, even if I've got a grinder with another gear that I'm going to put on there. So that might work. I thought I was going to be in for a whole lot of pain there, but that might just work. So let me machine that down and I'll bring you back when I'm done. use a mic because my verniers are fine as shit themselves. And this is coming off in extremely small amounts. So that was 0.1. It's very, very slow. Right, let's try that again. See that? Where are we? Just turned it on. Zero it. Oh, that's on and off, dickhead. Zero it. 477 millimeters. It's fucked. Starting to cut better, but we might have even got under the hardness. So let me see. That took a little over 0.1, surprisingly enough. So we've got to take another 0.2 off. Fuck, that's going to be it. That's going to do it, I think. 34.44. I'm going to have to do it the real machinist way. Maybe slip gauge on there. Now I'm going to try and take just a skim off that. See how we go. I think this is going to work. If not, I shall grind it. Not doing anything really. That'd probably even do it, you know, because it was close to fitting on. Just going to put this back on the table and have a look. me move your holus bolus in the stand so I can see what's it. Righto, there we are there. That's what it is. I'm not going to cut that off yet because I want to do that other end first, but this is the bit that I wanted to fit on and it wouldn't fit before. But now, I'm not sure which way I'm going to put it. I think I might put it that way. So it goes almost all the way up, so I can drive that on, that'll stay put. And that bit there will go down into the thing. Yeah, I can drive that on, might even drive that on right fucking now, because I'm going to hold this in the lathe, so I can drill the other end. That'll give me plenty of hold. So I'm not going to even hammer that on yet, because I prefer if I can get it all the way in, I can hold it there. So I'm just going to go and get the grinder and cut that fucker off. Do it down here rather than up there on the fucking lathe, and then I'll throw it on the lathe and bring you back. Whoops, don't kick the camera over. Righto, there we go. I've got the bottom cut off. I've got that gear driven on, that one. So that gives me a little bit more height. What I've done is I've drilled the hole. I'm not going to tap it. I'm going to drill them all the same size, and I'm going to machine pins so I can slide fit it all together. Because this is going to be a heavy motherfucker, you're going to be able to move it. So, and what I'm going to do, because I think it's going to look odd, those two gear sets there are identical. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this one on top, cut that off there obviously, cut that off, drill it, put that on top, see if we can do that without it falling down. And then put the camshaft on top of that, because I think if I try and put that other way, it's going to look odd. It's going to look out this way. It gives you, it's like it flows, sort of tapers up towards the top. Here I am making movements with my hands and you can't see it. Ah, dickhead. But anyway, and that'll come down a bit closer to there, obviously, when I cut that little bit off. And then I'll cut that off probably there. And I've got to get that cam up in the lathe and try and clean it up. It's fucking rusty. So yeah, that'll look nice. It's going to be heavy. Fuck, it's going to be heavy. But if I make it so that I can slide fit everything together, because I said I'll cut that off and then machine that flat, I should say. And when I make the pins, I've got some I've got some high tensile bolts here somewhere. Might even machine those down. Oh, actually I've got some head bolts. I've made the hole a little bit too big. But I do have some high tensile bolts somewhere down there. There's one I can see right down there in that container down there. So all I've got to do is machine some pins out of that. Drop the pin in there. I might even sort of Loctite one in. Loctite one in, so then I'll do just slide the bit on top. So I'll do the same with this gear here, where I cut this off, I'll drill it out, cut it off, drill it out, and then I'll make a pin for that. And then that cam. Just let me, hang on. Yeah, I'll clean up, then I'll take all this off, take the gear off. I don't know whether I'll leave the gear on there, it might look a bit odd. But then again, it might not. I might clean that gear up and put it on. So I've just got to unbolt that and just cut a little bit off the bottom. These cams are fine, they're easy to drill. I have to drill those by hand because they're too long to fit in the lathe, so I can't drill them in the lathe. Well, I can fit them in the lathe, but I can't fit my tailstock behind it, so... This is weird. As I said, I'm pretty sure I mentioned it in one of the other videos. It looks like they've been reclaimed. Those lobes have been welded or hard faced and reground, because they're all, well, except that one's not. There's a couple there that aren't, but I don't know why, unless the cam was worn out and they've decided to hard face the lobes and regrind them. But Small things amuse small minds. But yeah, I'll make that fit and I'll make that work. So hopefully, I'm thinking now tomorrow, I'm going to work on both these baskets and try and get them both finished. Then next week I can concentrate on Brownie's table, because I need to get the glass supports made, that's up and order the glass. And I'm going to etch it for Brownie. I think it's going to look nice. So there we go. I'm only going to have some fucking lunch now because the worms are starting to bite. And I might come out and fill a bit more after lunch. I might cut these off, drill them, cut both ends off, or drill one end. Oh fuck, it's going to be hard, isn't it? Because I've got to be able to hold it in the lathe. If I cut it off there, I've got a little bit to hold on to, but I have to do that end first so I can hold it by that and do that end. It's a little bit dicey, but I'll do the same as I did with this one, because what I've got to do, because it's sticking out so far, this thing was jumping around all over the place. I did a center drill. I should have fucking filmed it. I center drilled just a little tiny center drill so I could put me center in there, my live center, and machine down close to the center, and just left a little bit there so when I drilled out it'd take it out anyway. So I might have to do the same with those, just so I can, particularly, well, with both ends I'll have to, because it's going to chatter and jump too much. So I might get into that after lunch, so stay tuned. Right, I've got this one done, cut off. You can see the hardening, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, the shiny ring, that's where it's hard. And take it nice and steady, it does machine, so just got to take that burrs, because that's as far as I can machine in. So I'll just knock those over with the, same with that one, with the countersink tool. But I've turned the compressor on out, so I'm going to go out. I started to polish these journals, as you can see, and some of the lobes. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to sandblast the whole thing first, and then I'll come in and do the lobes. Finish cleaning it up that way. Once I've got that, I'll bring it back in, and I'm going to do the other end of that, and then drill that. There we go. More amusement. Alright, I'll bring you back soon. Alright, there she is. Sandblast. That looks a little bit better, doesn't it? Now I'll just get some emery and give all the lobes a polish and the journals. That's better, but geez, there's still a lot of cleaning up. Those loads are really in shitty condition. Give it another go over with this, and then I'll get some smoother stuff onto it. You know what? I think that's going to do it. Oh, whoops. Right, let's go back down the front. There we go. Let's go and stick it in the lathe. Look, there's a really hard spot in the middle there. Just hope that I can get the drill through it. And that collar there, that'll come off, that washer. If I get a screwdriver in behind it, I'll get that out. Not worried about that now. Plenty deep enough. Going up a little. That's at the bottom of the hole. Alrighty, hang on, let me zoom back out. Still zoomed in from up the lathe. I've taken the chamfering tool to that, and that cam's come up fucking good, hasn't it? That was shitty looking. I think it's come up really nice. So, what I'm going to do now, I think, is I'm going to call it a day. Got the air filter. So tomorrow I'm going to get this one finished, and I reckon I'll have bloody close to getting this one finished. So that one's going to go on top here somewhere. Don't ask me how, but I want to put that on top just before the cam. Actually, if I do that, yeah, that'll work. I'll get something happening here. Alright people, that's going to do me for the day, I think. Got quite a bit achieved. And I'm fairly happy and confident that tomorrow, all going well, I know I'll definitely get this one finished and be close with this one. Should be. All I do is make the pins, and this will be ready to stack. So all I do is drill me joining hole on the bottom of the cam. Will have to be at the other end there. Drill me joining hole for that, and drill me electrical hole down through that. So I might come close to getting them both done. We'll see how we go. See how my legs go, and we'll have a red hot shot at it, eh? Thanks for hanging out with me today. See you in the next video, and until then, stay safe. Peace.